Jolly Roger Airsoft would like to thank our partners, AirsoftPeak.com, Third Law Productions, and the Airsoft in Virginia Facebook page. Check these guys out online. Great stuff.
Today on JRA TV, we take a look at the G&G M4 Raider. What is up, guys? It's Noble here from Jolly Roger Airsoft, and today we are going to be reviewing the G&G Raider. A quick overview of the features of this gun. We have on the front an orange tip made out of plastic, metal outer barrel in black, polymer wrist rest here, very nice, solid polymer, not that cheap kind of plastic. It feels nice in your hands. Then you have G&G's patented polymer body. They make the best plastic bodies on the market. So polymer grip, metal buffer tube, polymer stock with a nice, easy to get into battery compartment, unless you're Josh.
This is the battery in the back. You just put on, you pinch the little thingy in the back, and then you take off this, and the battery goes down here.
Also comes with this metal rear sight. It does not come with the full carry handle, just this one, which is unique, I guess. I don't know why they'd saw it off, but whatever, floats your boat, I suppose.
Fashion, man.
The benefit of this gun is the very, very affordable wrist rest here. A lot of people like that. They want to get that wrist rest kind of look without breaking the bank, and this is a great gun for it. We're just going to move on.
Pretty decent accuracy. It's got the same grouping, you know.
So we're going to run through the scale that we devised for reviewing this gun. Let's meet the two judges.
Chug it! Run! Run, Maddie, run! Go! You're not running, Maddie.
I don't know what this means, but we're going to Google it. So, stay tuned.
So Josh, what do you think the gameplay performance is on a scale of 1 to 25?
I'd have to give this a solid 19. It's got good range, good versatility, and plenty of room for add-ons. Whether you want to put on a red dot, a scope, I wouldn't suggest a scope though, or a grip or anything like that.
Now in-game, this is a pretty nice gun. My biggest complaint is trigger response and just the G&G motor whine that it gets going on. But overall in a game, it'll serve you well. You'll be able to hold your own definitely with this gun. So I'm going to give it a 17 out of 25 for my rating here on gameplay performance, just because you can hold your own. So now we enter the construction phase, where we dissect the build of the gun, all the physical parts, the plastics, the internals, whatever else we want to look at. So I'm going to have Josh, Maddie, and we're going to look at this gun, and yeah, we're going to dissect its construction.
So as far as the materials of what the gun's made out of, on like a scale of 1 to 15, what do you think that would be?
The gun's made of solid polymer plastic and a little bit of metal in between too. I'd give it a solid 8-ish. A solid 8. You know, I don't think it's going to break on you if you accidentally fall on it with all your battle gear, but it's not something you're going to be throwing on a rock or stuff.
Now, materials-wise, I'm obviously a bigger fan of the G&G polymer than Josh is. I've really actually always liked it. I thought it was a very nice plastic gun. Keeps the weight down, but it gives you a nice solid feeling gun. I think it feels really good in your hands, especially the grip and the stock. Those are two very quality constructed parts, I suppose. The body is plastic, so it's a little bit more flimsy than your metal M4s, and it's not going to feel the same. And the polymer, the wrist rest, you don't really notice that's polymer too much. It just gets a little less cold when it's cold, so that's actually kind of nice. All in all, I love it. I love the build. I love the plastic. I've always been a big fan of it, so I'm going to give it a 12 out of 15.
And what do you think about the battery compartment?
The battery compartment, it's difficult to get to, but once you get used to it, I think you can make an easy switch, nice and quick, within, you know, a nice 10-20 second radius of time.
It's easier if you're smart.
Yeah, it's easier if you're smart.
And don't drop things.
I have a Masada.
Your mechanic gloves and your Butterfingers.
Now the battery storage. Battery storage is actually pretty simple, regardless of what Josh might have you think, because he's not used to it. But once you're used to it, it's actually really easy. There's 2 pins in the back. You just kind of pop them out. Butt plate comes off. You pull this out, and the battery fits right in there nicely, and it fits the 9.6 nunchuck, which is pretty much my standard battery. So I'm actually a big fan of it. I think the battery compartment is great. You just have to be careful about pinching the wires when you're moving the stock. And that's the only reason this loses a point. Got to give it a 9 for battery storage because it's just easy to get into. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. You just got to figure out how to get the wires all stuffed in there right.
So what do you think about the internals of this gun?
The internal is pretty good. It takes a version 2 gearbox, and it's also got the G&G motor, which makes it function decently. It also makes this annoying kind of sound whenever you shoot it, which can make it kind of unattractive to some shooters.
All guns make that sound.
You know what? Some guns make different sounds, okay? It's higher pitched. It's a higher pitched gun. AEG.
That's it.
Gas, or not gas.
Derp.
Now, the internal assessment. I haven't opened this gun up, and neither has Jai. So we don't know what's exactly in there, but I've opened up G&Gs before. And I like it. It's nice inside the gearbox. It's a reliable gearbox. It's going to work for a while. The one problem I have is the motor, just because it whines, and it's not the best motor. It has trouble pulling, and the trigger response, again, isn't great. So, for that, I'm going to dock it a few points. 7 points out of 10, but we're not internal gurus. Never professed to be. Internals give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like dealing with them.
Where are my 2 caps?
Now we get into the fun part, the versatility phase of our analysis of this gun. So versatility has 2 categories. You have your CQB category and your field category. Now, we understand that some guns are designed for CQB and some guns are designed for field. So, the gun can take either the 2 scores from CQB, 2 scores from field, or the top 2 scores from both. Now, for my CQB analysis of this gun, I think it's a great CQB gun. Very short, nice, compact, getting around those tight corners into those tight spaces. And I've never really played with a compact gun in a CQB environment before, so I actually really dig this. Dig it enough to give it a 23 out of 25 on this CQB thing.
So 1 out of 25 for both CQB and field. What do you think the versatility would be?
Well, considering you can add anything to the top, which means any scopes or kind of, mounts for any sights that you want to use, and you can use any kind of grip with it, and the fact that it can take M4 magazines makes it very versatile in both environments. The fact that it's shorter makes it very, very good for CQB, and I'd have to give it at least a 21 out of 25 for CQB. The only problem is the FPS might be a little too much.
And then there's Justin.
And for field, since this gun gets some pretty decent range and gets better range than my gun, I'd have to give it a 23 out of 25.
Now, field is where I'm far more, well-versed, I guess, or play more field than CQB. And for field play, this gun would work. It would work. You'd be able to hold your own, no problem. It's got enough range or firepower to take care of any close targets and any medium-range targets, really. But if you're going to reach out and hit those farther targets, you're going to be a major force on the field. You're going to have trouble with this gun just because it's the shorter length, and I don't know if it can punch through that brush in the same way some of the other guns out there can. So for that, I'm going to give it a 17, but I would actually really like to play with it because it's nice and small. Compact, lightweight, can help you move around. So if you're that kind of player, it's probably going to fit your style a little bit better. So now we reach the fun part, that indescribable quality about the gun, the feeling you get when you're holding it in your hands. So for the next few seconds, I guess, we're going to be describing the indescribable quality of the gun.
It has that lightweight kind of operator kind of feel to it, where you just want to run through, a city at a CQB field, and you just want to go pam, pam, pam. Look through some, do some corner peaks.
I get a bit nostalgic because it reminds me of my G4A5 Dune Knight. It's essentially a shorter version, but it's the same basic rail system, just a little bit shorter. And so for that, I get pretty nostalgic.
But I'd have to give it a good 9 out of 10. It's one of those guns that if you have it, it's not just another M4. You can actually, it's smaller, which gives it that quality where you're either first or you're last.
Again, I'm spoiled by my KWA, and I just don't feel the same way about you anymore. I'm sorry. 7 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. That's solid.
Yeah?
That was good. That was great. All right, now it's time to tally up the points and see how the Raider fared against our harsh criticism. So for the physical score, the G&G M4 Raider scored a respectable 88 out of 150 on the physical score portion of our review here. Now, for the versatility, we took the CQB scores because me and Josh both rated it pretty high, and in that it got a 44 out of 50. So, in total, this gun scored a 132 out of 200, which, on the Jolly Roger Airsoft grading curve, that comes out to a solid B, which makes sense considering the price point of this gun. For $150 on Airsoft GI, $135 on e-bike, but they are running a special as of this review. So $150 for the regular price. You're getting a pretty good gun. You're getting a B gun, which is actually really, really nice. Great intermediate to beginner gun. If you're looking to get into the sport, this is a great step up from a Walmart Springer or something like that. Highly recommend it. You get the wrist rest, which allows you to customize everything on it. Put sights on the top if you wanted to, or you could put handguard, whatever you want to do. This is a great gun for beginners, and yeah, G&G M4 Raider should hold up fairly well against whatever you throw at it. Good beginner gun, good intermediate gun, but advanced users like myself may find themselves wanting a little more, but that's, you know, to be expected for $150. So this gun chronoed around 350 to 370 feet per second and shot out to around 100 to 110 feet into the woods. Alright, so thank you for watching our review of the G&G M4 Raider. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you have any input, if you think we screwed up, or you think we're great, fantastic people, or you think you hate us because we suck at reviewing stuff, which might be a valid point, I suppose. Leave it in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to see some more. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up, including our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. If you want to see the actual review sheet, it will be posted on Jolly Roger Airsoft's website, so I will link that in the description. Check it out if you want to see that, read in depth, dissect the scores. We have a whole spreadsheet. It's pretty fancy. So yeah, you'll be able to get that on the website, along with some cool pictures of the gun. That's all I got. I'm Noble.
And this has been Razor from Jolly Roger Airsoft and
Jailbait.
And happy hunting.
Thanks for watching Jolly Roger Airsoft.
Being a shot, I guess.
Wait a second, was I recording?
Alright, we are live.
We're live? Oh wow. Okay.
Hi, this is Razor and Jailbait from, what are you called?
Jolly Roger Airsoft. Really?
Josh, maybe you should do this.
Okay. I got it.
I got it.
My other stands there and looks pretty. No, Maddie.
No, Maddie.
Stay.
No.
You're gonna have your part.
What do
back
I
over
get to do? Nothing.
Get back over. They're functioning. It's a blowback. It's not blowback.
It is blowback.
Oh, it's blowback. A functioning blowback.
Electric blowback.
M4. A functioning electric blowback M4. Really nice gun. Orange tips, kind of small, which is good. You know, if you want to try to hide. I think it's kind of small.
It's pretty big.
I've seen bigger.
Try it again. Give you a score through 1 through 10, and
I'm sorry. I think it's these Oreos.
Okay, put this last 30 seconds as the bloopers.
what do you
because-
think is in the Oreos? Do
Alright.
you want to do the indescribable?
Maddie,
You can do it,
describe
Maddie.
You
can do the indescribable
describe
quality.
The indescribable quality. We should get.
Maddie should have her own
It's
show.
only indescribable because I have no idea what's happening.
Exactly.